This is Gypsy Roots Tarot and Travel. At least it used to be. I'm going back to that name. Nonetheless, we're coming back. We did our regular tarot. Now we're going into our Sunday Vibes Tarot. And I decided to bring Archangel Michael into the mix. And we're going to start first with some angel advice. We're going to use our Angel Therapy Oracle cards from Doreen Virtue. And we're going to use our little Oracle cards from the angels. I don't have the box to that. I'm sorry. I know you guys like to know when I post what is I'm reading from. I didn't buy it with the box. It just came in a little baggie, believe it or not. But they're beautiful cards, and I can't imagine not having them. I hope the music's not too loud. I did want to have prayer in the background. Okay, Spirit, what would you like to give us information on today? Holy Spirit, what would you like to share with those people that will be on today? Thank you so much for joining me. My goodness. Okay. It says sacral chakra. That is a very big chakra, guys. It says you are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. So some of us can be in relationships that are not the best for us presently. Be very careful with that. I do, again, hope that the music is not too loud and drowning me out. Let me do something real quick, guys. I apologize for that. Okay, I think that's a lot better. Forgive me for just getting up in the middle of everything, but I really don't want to have to be shouting over. It's not for us to be shouting over anything. It's for us to be enjoying and feeling calm and feeling at ease, okay? So nonetheless, your sacral chakra is your seat. It's the root. It's where everything begins. And if you're not balanced from that chakra, lots of things in your life can go wrong. You can be impoverished. You can be experiencing really, really harsh times. You can feel like you're never getting anywhere. So I think that's why God is bringing that particular chakra up this time around. Doesn't want you struggling if you don't have to. So try meditation, try prayer. Hi, everyone. Is it Manjif? I apologize. Hi there, honey. I apologize if I murder your name or your handle. Please forgive me. But yes, thank you so much for joining me. And I hope that you do receive a blessing with this reading. It is a mixture of Archangel energy and of the Holy Spirit through the tarot. So let's see. What other messages would you like to give our beautiful Libras for this Sunday, please and thank you? Is it Ranamausid? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Is it Lila? How are you? How are you? Yes, I am doing the reading, but this one is not going to be with just tarot like I did. You missed it. You missed it. The first one was we went through and I did 4 or 5 readings separately that I wasn't meaning to do, but nonetheless I did. Hi. Thank you, and likewise to you. Give you a good day. I appreciate that. So let's see what the angels are telling us, guys. So the angel of serenity, I told you, it's a time for peace in your life. Serenity is part of my life. I live with serenity each moment that life brings. Serenity brings a natural flow to every circumstance and moment, and inspires us to relate and savor everything, knowing that nothing is permanent. The serenity comes from the soul, that steady center that nourishes us and helps us understand that the good and the bad moments of life do not last and are part of spiritual growth. So what does that mean to me? That reminds me a lot of the serenity prayer. Have y'all ever heard of that prayer? Let me see if I don't butcher it. I apologize for that. And I thought I had turned the music down enough to where I wouldn't have to be speaking over it. So I'll probably get up again in a moment and lower that again. But the serenity prayer goes something like this. Lord, give me the strength to change the things that I can and the wisdom to know the difference. Something like that. And this is what I feel at this time. The things that you can change in your life, you have to have the wisdom and the peace that you're doing the right thing, that you're changing the things that you have to change in your life in order to gain the serenity, the peace, both within your life and within yourself. Because sometimes we want people, right? Honey, if you feel that way, Lila, please don't be here, because if it's demonic to you, then that means you're also going to feel that things are going wrong in your life. So don't be here. May you be blessed and go find another channel, honey, where you can preach your gospel, your truth. This is not the one. So again, to have peace and serenity in your life, you have to at times make choices that may not sit well with other people, but that doesn't mean that it's not for your greater good. So you need to do that. Don't worry about my soul, my dear. My soul isn't good. Yeah. Okay, Lila, we've had enough of your preaching. Okay? Thank you so much. So, nonetheless, the angel of gratitude. I am grateful for everyone that's here, but I just don't feel like having people be preachy and be resentful and be judgmental over anybody that chooses to be here. Okay? Josh, let's just be nice, okay? So again, this is a time to make choices, and some of those choices are going to sit well with you and others, and some of the choices in your life are not. And that's because people may not want you to change, Libra. If you're changing and that means perhaps letting go of them, it's not going to be good. Oh, my babies. Today you guys just want to fight. I love you, but you're not going to fight with me. Go find someone else, you devil. Go find someone else to fight with, Satan. So give thanks and appreciate each conscious moment of your life, okay? It says it's very important to feel gratitude for all that we have been able to accomplish. When we look at who we really are, and we're here and we're here now, it says, when we look at who we really are here and the now, we open to the wonderful source of spiritual energy that eternally flows in our lives. The feeling of gratitude fills our hearts and uplifts the vibrations of all that is around us. So again, guys, it is a good thing to feel the serenity, the peace within you. And it's also a good thing to appreciate, to have gratitude towards things that come towards you, because things can always get worse. As I sit here and I've been telling you guys, you guys say the weirdest things, but nonetheless, thank you. I'm sure at one time I was black. So nonetheless, I think about the fact that I took all of my winter clothing out and I'm hanging it up, and taking all the summer and spring clothes out and putting it away. And as I'm doing that, I'm also thinking about the people that will be living on the street, most likely because they have a mental health situation going on, which does not allow them to live like everyone else in households, because it takes stability both in the mind and in yourself in order to hold down a job and get yourself off of the street. So sometimes the economical problems come and they're long lasting, and sometimes they're not long lasting, because you can regain structure and balance. So regaining your serenity, your peace, and be grateful for those times being over with, okay? And for those that don't experience anything like that, be grateful that you don't. You may not have every single prayer answered, but sometimes God does not answer us right away, or may not answer us to that particular prayer because he doesn't want us to have something that is not positive for us, okay? The angel of beauty, it says, I see beauty in the mirror of life. All of nature is beautiful, and through its order and rhythm, we know the truth of its laws. To feel the rhythm, to notice the sacred order in our lives, is to see the beauty in a grain of sand or behind the most challenging appearance. What did I say? Some of us have had hard times, and some of us are still experiencing them. And at other times, we can feel like we're not blessed, like we're cursed, right? We can feel like, my gosh, what is it that I did to deserve this? And sometimes it's not that you deserve a punishment necessarily and hard times come. It's because God's testing us to see if through the pain we still love him. Why do I say that? Because today's prayer for this Sunday, we have Job. Yes, we do. It says, submit to God and be at peace with him. In this way, prosperity will come to you. It says Job 22:21. So it's chapter 22 and verse 21. And I feel that way at times. You know, I'm having a human experience too, and I can question God, and I can feel like, oof, what is it, God? What is it that, you know, that you're wanting from me at this time? Because it feels like I'm going through a rough patch, right? I'm just taking that as an example, you know. Thank you. I love you too. And we can feel like, why am I going through this? You know, is it a form of a punishment? No, it's not necessarily a form of a punishment. It may be a test, but it's not a punishment. Sometimes we haven't learned a lesson, or maybe we don't appreciate the things that come into our life easily, and sometimes losing it and having to regain it in another way helps us to appreciate what we have more, if that makes sense. We're going to be using the tarot, the regular tarot. This is our traditional Weight Rider deck, and then we'll go into the Archangel prayers lastly to close out the reading, okay? What would you like to tell our Libras for this Sunday, please, and thank you? What do they need to know in general that's coming into their life for this week that may be a challenge to them or for them? Something from the past is going to be testing you, Libra. Your past comes back to test you. It could be a person, it could be a situation. It's either going to make you feel very emotional, or you're going to feel like this person is coming to you with treacherous lies. And what did I say? I said lies. And here we have secrets with the High Priestess. So be very, very careful about that, Libra, because you don't want people around you that make you feel like you're on top of the world, and all of a sudden to deflate you and you fall on your face. Be very careful with that, okay? You are coming out as the Empress for today, very fruitful. They're saying regal, elegant, and it doesn't matter whether you're male or female. It really doesn't. You're going to places that are far better and beyond what you've seen so far in your life. A chapter is closing and a new one beginning. Some chapters have been very stormy and very painful for you, both in love and life in general. There is an offer of love coming through for you with the Two of Cups and the Four of Cups, where love is concerned. The Magician is coming through to try to make this manifest for this new beginning for you. It's up to you whether you want this new love or you don't, okay? Yes, it's tarot. Hi there, everyone. I hope you're having a beautiful Sunday. But this Page of Swords is also scrutinizing, where they normally be spying on you to see what you're doing. I feel like they're scrutinizing your past. They want to know. They want to know what's going on in your past. What have you done? Who have you been with? Who have you been? In other words, what kind of person were you in the past? I say that that's irrelevant, because the people should take you as you are from today forward, especially if they want to be in your life. And I know full well they don't want you judging their past, so why would they be judging yours? So be very, very careful. You are coming out as a beautiful Empress energy as well as the Queen of Cups, Libra. Again, both male and female. You're just being seen as someone very beautiful of soul. So that is a good thing, but they know your kindness only lasts so long, Libra. And that grace, that gracefulness, that grace may not be afforded to them again. So they're trying to come in quickly back into your life in order to ensure that they still can start anew with you, because they don't want the grace to run out. But secret is, the grace has run out already. This is the King of Wands. So someone who has been in the King of Wands energy towards you is trying to come back because of the beauty of your soul. Be very careful. Thank you so much. But just be careful, because this person feels like if they come back right now, they can still get you back into the same energy they had you before, which was most likely having you do things their way and having a grip over you. Be very careful with that, Libra. King to the Queen of Wands. So they feel like you're a match, but also the world is coming out in between. And I feel like that world is more a sexual, not sensual, but sexual energy. They feel they can be happy with you, or that they were happy with you, but they feel like to be that or to do that again would be extremely difficult with the 10 of Wands. And I feel like it would be difficult, because I don't feel like you're the same person on the inside anymore because of betrayal, and betrayal by them. So you're trying to be the hermit right now and seek your own wisdom. Listen to your inner warnings, right? The warnings that come from God, the warnings that are being given to you by your archangels, your guardian angels. Okay? Here we have the 8 of Wands. Justice is coming in really quickly. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. This is not enough. That's not enough love, Libra. It is not enough love. This money is so much more important to this person. Financial gain, prosperity is so much more important to this person than anything else. We're doing tarot, my dear. So they're feeling also like whatever it was that you were doing before is different than what you were doing now. In other words, like something has changed within your life. You're not the same that they know from your past, okay? Yes, dear. Let's not be deceived. Let's go to another channel and practice what you preach, okay? This is not your channel, so please go somewhere else and stop making people that visit this channel feel uncomfortable. So the Queen of Pentacles, they feel like you are now concerned with your finances, but they're also walking or thinking of walking away from someone else who comes in the Queen of Pentacles energy. But they feel like what they're going to take with them from that 7 of Coins is very, very small by comparison to what they would have if they stayed in this relationship with that Queen of Coins. They feel like you are acting like a real feminine aspect of Libra right now. And anybody that knows what I'm talking about, if you know, you know. But for those that don't, in the reverse, the Libra, the feminine aspect of the Libra can be very, very harsh and scrutinizing. And they don't want you to treat them that way. But what have they given you or shown you that you're now treating them that way, right? So they're expecting messages from you, but I don't think they're getting them. And they're expecting that you will want something tangible. You want something that you can touch, that you can actually put your hands on this time around from them. And I think they're correct in that, because you know that they've been trying to get away with things forever. They don't practice what they preach. They tell you one thing and they react in another. Okay? So be very, very careful about that. There is a marriage here. And there's judgment because of that marriage. There is judgment because of that marriage. If they're not married to you, Libra, and if they haven't done something to you in your marriage to where it's dispiriting, to where, oh my gosh, they've done something really horrible to you, then they've done it to someone else. And you've been, somehow, you've been involved in this, whether you know it or not. And they feel like the judgment on this marriage is that they walk away with little to nothing. And they're right. They are right. That is what's going to happen. But in return, they will gain a huge cup of love with the Ace of Cups there. This is where their luck lies. Is it also your luck, Libra? Only you know. Only you know. Because right now, you're not seeing eye to eye with this Two of Wands. You're not seeing eye to eye with this person at all. Because you feel like, first of all, whatever they gave to you or whatever they gave to your relationship with them, it was very small. It was just that one little coin. And this is the slowest horse in the deck. So it was very, very small by comparison of what you gave towards them. And so they know that. And because they know that, they're sitting in the Nine of Wands energy. Because they know that they should have given more. They should have given more, and they were stingy with you. They were stingy with their time. They were stingy with their feelings. They were stingy with their love. They were stingy with giving you the recognition that you deserved. All you wanted was to feel secure in the relationship. That's all you wanted. And you wanted the love that they offered you. They offered it to you. It's not like you begged for it. And for a time, you might have even been happy with that Ten of Coins. You might have wanted to work really hard at this situation, at this somewhat relationship. But everything was a walking away. You decided this is enough. And you turned your back and you left. What you wanted and what you thought you were bargaining for was a King of Cups energy, a loving energy, a giving energy, an emotionally intelligent energy. You did not get that because they don't have the inner strength. They don't have the courage to be the person that you need them to be. So only one person can win, or at least they feel like you won. But did you really, Libra? Is that what you meant to do when you walked away from them this time? Did you really win? Did you try to one-up on them? Did you try to teach them a lesson? I don't think you did any of that. I think you walked away, but I don't believe that you did it with the intent of hurting people. I really, really do feel like you did it because you couldn't take it anymore. So the Two of Coins is because they don't know whether they can approach you again. They don't know whether they should approach you again. They feel like you're sitting in the Emperor energy, like you're mad, you're angry, you're resentful. Are you resentful, Libra? I don't think you even think about them. To tell you the truth, I don't think you think about them. I think you're just carrying on with your life. I think that you literally just do whatever it is you need to do in life, whether it's going to work, whether it's day-to-day living, whether it's just an expression of life in your own way, hanging out with your friends, being with your family, going to church or listening to tarot or watching a movie or whatever you do, taking a walk. I really don't see that you're harping on, gosh, I want to get revenge on this person. I'm glad I'm sticking it to them, or I walked away to hurt them. I don't see any of that, guys. I really, really don't. And again, guys, if you don't want to be here, please, you're literally welcome to leave, because there's always another channel where you can sit in and not waste your time or mine. Okay? So again, to me, this is you. You do contemplate life, but you contemplate your own life. Where am I going? Where is this going? Have I wasted the time? How can I make up that time? And not make up the time because you're going to be able to regain that time. Unfortunately, we don't have a redo button. We don't have a remote control, right? We don't have a remote control, so we can't do that. But we can self-course correct. Whatever we did in the past that either hurt us, harmed us, or didn't work out for us, we can just stop that, right? Stop that action and go towards another direction, right? So I think that's what we're doing here. You have the Nine of Coins coming out. I think that you are in your male aspect of the Libra here today, my dear friends, because I really feel like the choices that you're making now, okay, and I can't show them, YouTube will get upset because there's nudity on the cards, but this is called the Choice card. The Lover's card has always been known as the Choice card. Hi, Elizabeth, nice to have you back. And I feel like you're being more logical now, where you might have been more emotional in the past, and you might have given to this type of relationship in the past and maybe given with all your heart. But now you're thinking more logically. Okay, this didn't work out. I tried to give this person all of me and they didn't really want it. So now turning that love back towards yourself. Hi, Merlin. Nice to have you back. And so thinking about it in that aspect is, how can I give back to myself? What can I do to love myself more? What can I do to, instead of giving the love outwardly to other people, especially the opposite sex or in a relationship, how can I turn that love back towards me? And I promise you, friends, when you do that for yourself, what's going to happen, that's so funny, so funny. When you give that love back to yourself, you're going to find yourself happier. You're going to find that you have more in life. You're going to find that your hopes and your goals, your dreams are going to come to pass a lot more often, because you're not cutting yourself short. When we tend to project our energies onto other people, that means we're taking the energy off of ourselves. So that saying that you have to love yourself more, you have to love yourself first before you can love anybody else, that's exactly what it's talking about. It's talking about giving to yourself first, so that you know that whatever you're wanting to accomplish in life, you're not cutting your goals short because you're putting too much energy and too much attention to other people. Okay? Oh, honey, I failed my parents. What do you think you did to yours, dear? What an nincompoop. Nonetheless, this is going to give you the biggest, brightest energy you've had so far. And it's, I want to say, tail end of the year, because we're already to the end of Libra. We have 2 more months left. And these 2 months, if you take the time to give to yourself that energy, my gosh, you're going to see that the following year is going to go so much easier than this year. And anybody that lived through COVID, which I would say anybody that's still breathing lived through COVID, unless you live in the jungle, in a rainforest that we don't know about yet, you went through COVID. And it wasn't the best thing to experience. It just wasn't, right? How are you doing? So making 2026 a better year for yourself, a banner year, a year where you gain, I guess you could say, things faster than you have in the past, because of all the wisdom that you've picked up along the way. So all the things that you went through were not wasted. They were not wasted. They were here to teach you lessons, and the lessons that you learned will get you where you need to go faster than before. But remember, do not allow the energies that are trying to distort your life to come back in and take that energy from you, because then it's going to be scattered energy and you won't have the blessings that you would have if you were to give it to someone else, okay? Death card is coming out again, just like the other reading. So I'm telling you, things are trying to change for you. Embrace that change. Don't accept the 7 of Cups as a confusion or a confusing type of energy. Instead, use it as a goal-setting card. Meaning, what do you want to do this year coming? Start lining those ducks up now. Do your pros and cons. What didn't work for you? Release it now. Start getting used to releasing of that energy, because that energy that didn't serve you is not going to serve you in the coming year. If it didn't serve you before, it definitely is not going to change in the coming year. So now is the time of letting go, so that whatever you start in 2026 is going to be a good and positive thing for you. Happiness and having more of it. And more than anything, the 9 of Cups is a card of contentment, of feeling good in your life and in your body, within yourself, and in all the decisions that you make. And anything that you start in 2026 is, from 2026, I see, through 2028 is going to be more of a permanent thing. So choose wisely, because if those things stick, if they stick to you like Gorilla Glue, and there are things that you didn't think through or you didn't really want, Be very careful with that, okay? Because it's going to stick. So be very careful with your decision making. The Three of Cups. So whatever it is coming within the first few months, I say all the way from January to March of 2026, is going to stick, and it's going to be fated. So choose wisely, my dear. I do see a different person coming into your life in 2026 than the people that you've had connection to or been connected to in the past. So again, choose wisely. There's a time frame going on here. So for me, this is thinking things through, taking things easy, letting things work their way out, meaning don't force anything. Let it work in due timing. Don't force it to fit like maybe we have in the past as Libra. Sometimes we think so ideally of people and we're like, oh yeah, this is gonna work. I know it is because I have this feeling. Just because you're in love or you feel like you're in love with someone doesn't mean that they're in love with you or they're right for you. So let things work out in timing, okay? In God's perfect timing, not in our perfect timing, because that'll be forced. Let them tell you their truths. Maybe in the past you haven't listened to what people are actually telling you when they come together with you, and instead what you hear is the truths you want to hear. All the things that are just so dreamy, right? Remember, the swords are part of the clouds. They're part of thoughts, and I couldn't get that out. They're part of your thoughts. They're part of the things that you think that should be happening, or the way you think things should be happening, and not necessarily the way things are. And if you look at this ace, it's an ace of truth. It's cutting through the BS. You see how it cuts through the clouds? That's the hand of God. You will have to have patience with the things that come in the early months of 2026. And the reason is because it's only the beginning of the year, so things are still being mixed for you. Make sure you do not drag old hurts, wounds, or people that want to fight, or people that are bitter. Don't drag them into your future, because all you're going to be doing is carrying around dead weight. And you're going to experience some mixed bag of tricks, because it's just going to drag along with you all the hurts and pains of the past, or all the heavy situations that you tried to rid yourself of by making better choices for yourself. So be careful there. The Page of Wands. Many messages. I feel like you're going to make more acquaintances in 2026 than you've had in the past. I really do feel that. You have a Tower coming in as well. I feel from April through May of next year. Don't ask me, but Spirit is wanting to give me information of the coming year. Be very, very careful while you're making all these choices of change. I'm telling you, someone with their little sticky energy, stinky energy from the past that hasn't been the best is going to make themselves a nuisance in your life again. They're going to try to come back in with the devil energy. Don't allow them to. Right now I'm getting a headache because there's mix of energies here that I feel right now. 1 second, okay? Okay, so you have the Three of Coins, okay? And the Three of Coins is promising that whatever you touch in the middle of 2026 is going to grow for you. Your last three cards are challenges can come or smooth sailings. That depends on how you handle the situations. Again, to me, this is representing the old you, or the old way of thinking, outmoded types of thoughts, things that you really don't need in your life, and things that you can take easy. Again, just standing back and letting things unfold in their timing. The Chariot promises is coming out again, but this is not the War Chariot anymore. It is promising to bring you forward into a beautiful new beginning. And that new beginning is also something that's going to either bring you more challenges or bring you a lot of peace in your life. And that again is going to be up to you, Libra, because you can either take the past and mix it into your future, or you can leave the past behind so that you can start a brighter future. That's up to you, okay? totally up to you. Here we have Archangel Michael, and we're going to be ending with these prayers. I'm going to pick 3. And the way that I do these cards, guys, is that this is your prayer. If you feel like this is something you're going through or something you'd like to pray on, I do pause and allow you time to interject your thoughts and your prayers into your situation, okay? Love you too. Is it Dane Braids or Danny Braids, whatever your name is? That's actually one of my sayings, so it's kind of funny that you should say that. Okay, Archangel Michael, what would you like to tell the Libras, please and thank you? All right. So our first card says, lean on God and the angels for support. It says, my prayer, dear God and angels, I give you this. And they're describing the situation here. And that's your cue here to describe whatever it is you need to God or Archangel Michael, okay? So now and completely, I step out of the way and allow the divine miracles to shine through everyone and everything involved. So whatever it is you're going through right now, right, love you. Go pray to your own. What a nuisance. So whatever it is that you feel that you need prayers on, this is the time to intercede, to have that intercession for you via Archangel Michael, okay? So right now, I'm going to say this out loud. The nasty spirits that are here, that are trying to interject themselves into what we're praying on and what we're talking about, either through the internet or otherwise, I rebuke you in the name of the Lord, because you are not of the light, and I can feel it because I have a headache, and the pain that I'm getting in the left side of my head is not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. So pray for yourself and pray for those you love. I'll give you a few moments. The next card says, from Archangel Michael, go forward fearlessly. Thank you for walking with me every step of the way, for holding my hand, giving me confidence and courage, and guiding my thoughts and my actions in the direction of love and my true life's purpose. For some of you, you might have something in your heart, like a channel, a book, I don't know, a degree, or maybe just, and I shouldn't say just, or possibly volunteering in some way. And it's funny because, like I said before, when I first started this channel, which was 2 years ago, I never thought that I would be wanting to help children in 2 different ways, two sets of very distinct types of children, or their plights, right? What they're going through. But now that I'm here in this last like 3 months or so, I've been given by God this passion in my heart to help children, both in the St. Jude's ministries that are for the children and the families of the children that are going through cancers, as well as Mi Casa that I talked about last week, which is the other children that are sometimes they're abused and they need advocates to go with them to court. I can't do that. I thought about doing that possibly 5 years ago, but I decided against it because being an empath, especially a Hayoka empath, I would want revenge on the people that hurt them, and that's not a good thing. So instead, financially, if I can give whatever I obtain from YouTube towards those organizations that will help children, then that's the way I'm going. It could be something like that that you want to do, something that you want to start of your own, a community project, anything of that sort that's going to make you feel whole, whole and fulfilled. I say go in that direction because it's for a greater purpose. And anything that you do, especially if you are a chosen one, if you are someone that considers themselves to be a chosen child of God, to do something greater, that you're on a mission and not just here to just have a life that's wasted, perhaps, thank you so much, Neil Roy. I appreciate that with all my heart. Perhaps that's your mission, that's your calling, whether it's to the plants, whether it's to the planet, whether it's to people in general, whether it's to the elderly, whatever it is that you feel that you need to give towards, that's your mission. And if you know what your mission is, great. And if you don't, you can always come here to this channel or types of channels like this, where we try to help to come together, building energy grids, etc., to give energy to our community as well. Because sometimes it's a good thing, right, that we feel safe and secure and we feel like we've got direction, but others may not be that, I don't want to say gifted, they may not be that fortunate to know which direction to go. I want to say about 20 years back, I didn't know what I was. And I have to be honest, I knew I was a clairvoyant, I knew I was a medium, I knew I could see things, but I didn't know why. And it wasn't until I met a mentor that told me I was a healer that I finally understood myself and understood why I was here and what I was supposed to do in my life. So it might be that way for you. Trust those that you know that are giving you good, sound advice. And for those that sound like they're here just to serve themselves, then you know that is not a channel you should be a part of. Our last prayer for tonight says, spend more time outdoors. That is a good thing to do. Be one with nature. Thank you for motivating me to spend more time outdoors and for helping me to relax, enjoy, and connect with nature. For me, nature is God, and God is all around us. God is in everything. And I feel, for myself, I feel so good when I go out in nature. Even when it's snowing, if I'm outside and walking in the snow, it might be cold and you can just cuddle up, you know, put some warm stuff on. But it's a good thing for you to go out in nature because you have a cleansing energy and you are getting rid of toxic energy, right? Yes, yes, yes. And if you're feeling sickly especially, and cleansings. Someone really freaked out on me when I told him to have a salt bath, for example. He was like, I don't do those sorts of things. And I was like, what sort of things? What sort of things are you talking about exactly? So people think things like salt are bad. And I had to point out to him, what do you think people get when they go into the ocean and come out? They feel cleansed. Even if you have sores on your body, you know, you have open wounds or whatever, if you go into the ocean and come out, they start healing. They start healing. Even the Bible talks about the salt of the earth. So just take things with a grain of salt. You know, nobody has to do anything that's recommended. And that's all it is a recommendation. You don't have to do anything that you don't feel is good for you, okay? So nonetheless, guys, this has been the reading for today. We did do our regular tarot earlier. And I am being pulled in different directions right now energetically. One, the music was louder than I anticipated, so I already turned it down once before. And secondarily, I do close my energy off from energies from outside when I do this. Sure, in just a second, dear. And it is being interrupted. I do have some work being done right now in my room, and it was necessary, so my apologies if my attention span isn't completely here and centered. But the other is that you just have to be at peace. You have to be at peace. So from here till Friday, this is your reading. I know that Nilroy wanted to ask something. Sure. What is your question, dear? And after that, we're closing for the night. And I do appreciate your time. I do appreciate your energy here, your attention. It's wonderful to come together, especially because we need to come together in order to give each other positive energy, right? Sure. I'm waiting for the question, dear. What is your question? That's awesome. Look up the numbers and they're going to tell you exactly what it is that they're trying to tell you. When I say they, I'm talking about the archangels of light. Okay? Okay? And you just want to know if you're going to reconnect? Is that what you're trying to say, Noroi? Are you asking if you're going to reconnect with the person? Waiting. I'm waiting for an answer so I can answer. Okay. I'm going to ask, are you meant to connect? Because that's something that's important, okay? Are you meant to reconnect? Yeah, I see the stuck energy. See that? Not moving. This is a good relationship. It is meant for you to reconnect. But why when you come together, there's like division? I feel like there's fighting and there's irritations that come. 1 second. Is somebody having problems getting a job? Is someone having problems obtaining work or steady work or keeping a job? Because I feel like one of you is having problems keeping a job. And that creates a lot of emotions that are irritation. Like I feel irritable. I feel like there's money problems somehow. Somebody has ambition. And they have plans, but they feel like somebody's in the way. They feel like somebody gets in their way a lot. They feel like somebody gets in their way a lot. Like, are you having problems with somebody telling this person not to be with you? Because I see an ending there. Are you having problems with someone telling them, maybe family members, don't be with this person? Be very careful with that. If it's not a family member, it could be a really good friend, a close friend. But it feels like they don't want that person to move away, to get away, to be away. There's something there. Like someone that wants to interfere or someone that wants to have the last word in this relationship. Be very careful. Be very careful there. Be very careful because you're trying to build a life and I feel like people are getting involved in your life. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of people here. There's a lot of pause. Lots of stops. Something about money. Something about money. See? Financial. There's something about money. There's people that get in the way. But you guys are very happy together. So yeah, you're meant to come together. But for some reason, other people don't want you to come together. So be very careful with them. Be very, very careful with them because they don't want what you want for yourself or what you both want for each other. So be very careful there, okay, guys? I love you. I will see you again probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I want to say more like Wednesday. Just give some time for this energy to work itself out. There are a lot of positive things coming this week for you. Do not give your energy away. Do not give your good luck away. Surprising energies that are coming are concerning your work, your career, finances. So you have some positive things. God bless you too. You have some positive things coming your way this week, Libra. But yes, I do believe you're coming back together, but people don't want you together. So be very careful with the people you trust, the things you say to them, because they may not want you together, okay? Love you guys. Thank you for hitting that like button. Thank you for subscribing. If you're not already part of this family, please consider that. And also, if you wish to donate in the older videos that have already posted under the description more section, you will find a way to donate if you so choose. Thank you again. We'll see each other soon. Have a beautiful beginning of your week and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye.